resist anybody discriminating against anybody, assaulting anybody, doing anything wrong against anybody. But this bill addresses protecting women and children.
You can't change who you are, and legislating against who someone is has our community in tears right now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. In the last few hours, the Iowa Senate and House passed a bill removing gender identity from the Iowa Civil Rights Act. Maddie Franz has been following this story all week. Maddie, how did we get here?
Hey, John, this bill has moved very quickly. It was only introduced in the House a week ago, and it's already on Governor Kim Reynolds' desk. After it was introduced last Thursday, the House subcommittee meeting was scheduled for Monday morning. By the end of the day, it was voted out of the Judiciary Committee. The House committee removed the provision allowing transgender people to change the gender marker on their birth certificate. The Senate version was introduced Monday, with its own subcommittee meeting on Tuesday. It passed the Judiciary Committee Wednesday, paving the way for the House and Senate to vote on it Thursday.
We have patients here today, right outside this room, screaming at the top of their lungs as if their life depends upon it. Because it does.
You can include gender identity in the Civil Rights Code, or you can include women, but you cannot include both.
The Des Moines Register reports more than 2,500 people entering the rotunda Thursday. That's more than 4 times what Capitol security guards typically see. AP reports 167 people signed up to speak on the bill. 24 spoke in support, the rest against.
Separate but equal is not inherently anything other than unequal. And to say that it is not is to ignore the teachings of our civil rights leaders of the past.
Restrooms, locker rooms, domestic violence shelters, and women's sports exist to protect the unique vulnerabilities of women. This bill ensures that those protections remain intact.
Around 3:30, the Senate passed the bill on party lines. Less than an hour later, the House did the same. Now, 5 House Republicans did break with party lines to vote against the bill. That includes State Rep. Norland Momsen of Clinton County. The bill is now on Governor Reynolds' desk. John?
Right, Maddie, thank you. And now you may remember the Iowa Civil Rights Act provides protection against discrimination in hiring and pay, credit, housing, education, and business. Under this bill, transgender people would no longer have those protections based on their gender identity. The bill also defines male and female under the law and defines sex based on what's observed at birth. Places like prisons, domestic violence shelters, locker rooms, and restrooms would be separated according to sex. Now, if Governor Reynolds does sign the bill, it's believed to be the first legislative action removing protections against discrimination based on gender identity. That's according to an LGBTQ rights think tank. Now, when the Iowa Civil Rights Act was first passed in 1965, sexual orientation and gender identity were not included. They were added in 2007 by the Democratic-controlled legislature. In 2009, Iowa became the 3rd state in the nation to legalize same-sex marriage. But in 2017, Republicans gained control of the House, Senate, and governor's seat. In 2022, Governor Reynolds signed a law saying only female students, based on their sex, may participate in female sports. In 2023, Reynolds signed a pair of laws, one saying student bathroom use must correspond with that person's sex, the other banning gender transition procedures for people under 18.
We want the progressiveness from 10 years ago, not the hate. Now we're being recognized as the first, but a really bad first of taking away civil liberties.
Now, closer to home, one transgender man reacted to the news of the bill's passage, part of a rally held tonight at the Golden Leaf Banquet Center.
They are not listening to the people. They don't have our best interest at mind, and that is apparent.
We'll have more from tonight's rally later in the show.